K Black in the building, man. Here with a quick video. I haven't made a video in a while, but after watching last night's fight, it made me want to post a video, man. It was a phenomenal fight. You had two individuals that went inside their ring, and in all honesty, they left everything inside of it, man. It's going to go down as one of the best fights ever. Even if people might not see it now, but when they really truly analyze it and watch it a few times and truly just let it all soak in, you're going to realize, man, that's one of the best fights that boxing most definitely put in, not only in history, but definitely in a long time, man. 5 knockdowns, man. 5 knockdowns, dude. It lasted for 11 rounds, man. Phenomenal fight. I wasn't disappointed at all, man. Deontay Wilder got knocked down. Man, he could have gave up at that point, man, but that brother had a lot of heart just to even get up, man, because a lot of people, man, they just would have said, fuck it at that time, but he got back up and he delivered 2 knockdowns of his time, 2 knockdowns of his own, Fury was able to get up, and Deontay Wilder got knocked down again, and eventually he got knocked down a third time, and the referee decided to call it off. And I believe if the referee would have counted, Deontay Wilder would have tried his best and his power to get up. Man, not necessarily saying that he would have got up, but all I'm trying to say is I think he would have did everything in his power to get up, man. It's an A+ performance, man. You seen new things put out there inside their ring. You've seen old things, a lot of just grit, a lot of guts, man. And they just went back and forth. Both guys was extremely tired. You can tell, man. They hurt each other numerous times in the fights. Like I said, they got knocked down, man. I mean, everything that you ever really want in a fight happened last night, man. It brings me to my next point. The way that happened, that's the main reason why the fighters of today do not want to fight each other. Fury Wilder 3 is the reason why fighters of today do not want to fight each other. They don't want to put themselves through hell like that. And then take a L on top of it. The biggest fight in history, meaning in sales and pay-per-view, there's total revenue. You already know the two people that participated in the match. I don't have to say their name, because they're one of the reasons why boxing is what it is today as well. These guys fought each other and they weren't in their primes, right? And they still sold a nice, not only a nice amount of numbers, but generated so much money, and made it the biggest fight, in history. But if they would have fought while they was in their prime, or when we wanted them to really truly fight, or when they was nearing towards the end of their prime, we don't know what would have happened. We could think or imagine what could have happened, but nobody really truly know what would have happened. If those two guys would have fought when they really truly supposed to fight, it could have probably ended like the trilogy fight of Wilder and Fury. But no one would ever know how that would have happened. Even the two fighters we want to see fight today, the two guys in the welterweight division, there's 2 undefeated we want to see fight right now. I'm not going to say their name either. They got belts, right? We want to see them fight. They in their primes. But the reason why, we can make all excuses we want to. I'm not going to point any fingers. I'm not going to say who's ducking who. All I'm going to say is they just not fighting each other. And it's the reason why. The trilogy that happened last night is the reason why the fighters of today do not want to fight each other. Because you might get busted up. You might get knocked down. You might get extremely hurt. You might be extremely exhausted. Because it's not going to be as easy as the other fights that you have had. So instead of fighting each other, and so you can have a goddamn a remarkable fight, a history-making fight, like there was last night, you make all type of excuses and reasons and have an ideology to why the fight shouldn't be made. Going back to what I just said about the biggest fight in history, right, quote unquote, the one guy that participated in the fight is the reason why people are so protective of their O's right now. He made that so good to be. If you're not that, then you're not as good. In all reality, there's only so many fighters. There's only a few fighters, that actually retired undefeated. And some of those guys that did ain't known as all-time greats. Yeah, they might was great in spurts or even great in their time. But a lot of these guys, it wasn't all true all-time greats. So it ain't all about having an O, because some of the greatest fighters of all time, Hall of Fame fighters, guys that we continue to talk about even to this day, have took O's, several O's, even been knocked out, came back, lost belts, won belts, became a champion, and things of that nature. But, up to today's climate, the fans, the internet don't have no chill, the fans don't have no chill. If you lose one fight, they done with you. You can go 100-0 with 99 knockouts, and you fucking lose one time, and then they ready to jump off the bandwagon. It's fucking sad, And you go to other sports, if some of these teams have actually in the NFL have actually went winless. You guys are getting paid millions. How the fuck you can't win a game? Don't act like it haven't happened before. There's some teams in the NFL that actually went winless in the season, and guess what? They still have fans even to this day. Other sports, some basketball teams, some baseball teams that's always at the bottom, always have a small amount of wins every year. But guess what? They still got fans. They never ever jump their side. They never jump sides, man. But in boxing, especially up today, man, you take one goddamn L, they ready to ride you off, man. You got one little tough fight, because every fight not gonna be easy. And don't lose. Oh my God, if you lose, man, they gonna just run you off, and run your name through the mud like you have never won before. I'm just gonna tell you this, man. Anytime a person can play a sport, because many of us have played sports, but to become professional and become world renowned, or just known, and become wealthy off this shit, and become rich off this shit, you can't tell me you're a loser. Yeah, losses come, with all these sports. It's just what it is. But, man, to come from what some of these guys made it from, especially in boxing, some of these guys come from the most, humble beginnings if you'll ever see. And for them to become and want to put their body at risk, because at least with football and hockey, you have things that protect you. You have, headgear, as well as helmets or whatever, and shoulder pads and everything like that. In boxing, you don't have nothing but a goddamn mouthpiece or a mouth guard and the goddamn and the shield to protect your private area down there, man. Other than that, that's all you got, brother. And boxing is a hard sport, especially in heavyweight, man. These guys are, anytime I say this, man, anytime these guys are 200 plus, 6 feet plus, man, everything they throwing is nothing but, is nothing but goddamn, hell, man. Nothing but thunder, dude. You get hit with something like that, man, you're not going to get up, man. So I'm just going to say, man, the trilogy was amazing. No matter who you wanted to win or who you wanted to lose, I believe that you was in, you should have been excited for the fight, man, and just boxing, because I'm just totally honest, man. Fury and Wilder actually saved boxing, man, because these guys not fighting one another. Let's not act like boxing haven't been lackluster, man. So y'all better be, actually thinking that people like Fury and Wilder wanted to test their might and get inside the damn ring. And yeah, I know it was a whole bunch of bullshit around all of this, but at the end of the day, they both got in there, man, and at the end, they displayed everything that they can possibly display. They showed everything that you possibly can want in a boxing match, dog. You can't do no better than that, man. It's a hard act to follow. This going to stand the test of times, and people going to be talking about this for years, good or bad or indifferent. You guys, the rest of you boxers, man, y'all got, it's a hard act to follow. Some big shoes to fill, and I hope that y'all plan on doing this. I'm tired of seeing celebrity matches and shit like that, and exhibition matches doing better than an actual boxing match, man. Fury Wilder 3 saved boxing, man.